come and have a look for yourself. They've copped a fair beating over the last couple of years and they've stood up very well. Yeah, g'day, I'm Shayne White from Rosemount Angus. We're located here at Newbridge. We join about 400 cows. We've got a few stud cows that we're and hoping to breed a few bulls in the near future. Predominantly Millimara blood. Really happy with the way they're performing for us. We had some 10-month-old calves there 2 or 3 weeks ago. We sent to the Blue Ribbon Sale Carcaw, and they weighed 372 kilos average. The steers did. They come back at $5.50, 3 or 4, which they made a ticket for $2,000 at 10 months of age. So we think that's not a bad effort. Building the stud, it's been challenging. You always get your challenges, but we enjoy what we do. When we moved here, this block was 600 acres, had nothing on it. So we were able to start from scratch, no yards of any sort. So yeah, we couldn't even turn around here when we first turned up. So we had to sort of make a bit of a turn circle. And we thought, well, the first thing we need to do is get a set of yards. We looked through all the options and the Te Pari yards suited what we needed to do. And they were easy to work with and efficient. Got them in fairly fast, which is what we needed. My brother Bayden sort of drew up sort of where we wanted the yards and where we thought would work the best to get, B-double trucks on and all that sort of stuff. And then we sort of said, this is a location, this is a laneway system we want to do. And yeah, Enzo came up with a design that we've got. When we first got the yards, we needed a set that would handle 100 cows and calves in a mob. And we do a lot of AI and ET work here. So we decided to go with the SY244 design and the Taurus auto crush. So we could do auto drafting, but obviously the auto crush takes a lot of manual work out of it. And it's been lifesaver for us. Yeah, so today we brought in a mob of 220 weaner calves, and we needed to get the stud calves that just run, because we run all our stud and commercial calves together. They don't get any special treatment, and we just needed to get some DNA samples out of the stud heifers. So, and yeah, we got 30 stud heifers out. We drafted most of them through the yards on foot, and yeah, it's just a bit of a process that we use. Sort of bring the calves in and draft them from the middle yard back out. The way the yards are set up, they just flow through very easy. Once we drafted the calves, we put them into obviously the race, and then feed one at a time, put them in the head bale, just took the DNA out of them and then let them through. And then after we did that, we actually wanted to get a weight on them, so we actually set up the auto draft and we auto drafted them through. We've got 3-way draft here, so we can get like a 3 different weights and get all your average daily weight gains of since they last were in. And the data that we're entering today was for the DNA, and obviously we're entering them into the system. At birth we tag all our stud calves. We also then can get genomics. You get the genomics test results back from what their figures are going to be. We've just unloaded 2 decks of cattle, and in the design, the way we're sort of situated here, it actually gave us the opportunity to put like a bank through, so we can back trucks. So there's not actually a loading ramp. They load fairly flat out of here. They flow very well. I've never had trouble. They really load and unload well. The way we've got the design as they come up the road, and we've got a fair turn circle here, and that they can back on all weather. That was one of the main things that rain, hail or shine, we need to make sure we can get cattle in or out of here. Te Pari's been very good. The support's been great. Whenever there's a problem, they come straight out. We've only had a couple of little issues, but yeah, in general, they're always ringing to say, how are your yards tracking? They're still holding up, and yeah, they're coming over, look for yourself. They've copped a fair beating over the last 4 or 5 years, and they've stood up very well.